right, here we are, 5:45 Thursday morning. All loaded up in Mom's driveway. We went from Mommy to Lima last night, right after Emmons T-ball game. Try to cut some time off the drive. That way we can get to Buffalo Trace pretty soon after they open this morning. Hoping to score some E.H. Taylor. We'll see how it goes. How are you feeling this morning?
Sleepy. But good.
Ready to go? Alright. Got here just in time for a couple bottles of E.H. Taylor. It is busy this morning. Successful first day here at Buffalo Trace. We'll be back probably every morning this weekend. By the time we were done at Buffalo Trace, it was time for us to check in at Elkhorn Campground, which had just come under new ownership. Overall, it's a really nice campground. It has a pool, it's really quiet. The only downside is that the sites are pretty small. So even though it's nice that it's full hookup, unfortunately your neighbor's black tank hose is pretty close to where your picnic table is. And it's kind of hard to find a way to park, which you can kind of see me struggling with here. But in terms of the convenience to the different distilleries in the Frankfort area, I don't think you could find a better campground for that. So overall, really good experience here. And by the time we were done getting set up, it was time for Dad and I to head on our first tour at Four Roses. After only doing a tasting last year, it was nice to go on a tour of the campus, even though it was on shutdown and we couldn't see very much. All of the architecture is in this really pretty Spanish style, and they had just opened up their new visitor center, which is where we did the tasting, and Dad and I were lucky enough to score a couple bottles of the single barrel proof. After that tour, we met the girls and the kids over at Lover's Leap, which is a beautiful facility. They have a lot of rockers outside for you to drink your wine. They do have some craft beer as well if you're not a wine person, and the people inside were really helpful in finding the girls some things that they would like during their tasting.
Getting to be dinner time. What you doing, Emmett?
Making a big tower of bubbles.
Hey, Abby.
Oh, wow.
Abby. Hi.
Hi. That's a fly.
You see a fly?
Yeah.
We are at Three Boys Distillery. To me, Three Boys is an absolute must-stop if you're in the area. It's definitely a small operation, and it is off the beaten path a little bit. It is in the middle of nowhere. But all of your tastings come straight from the barrel, and if you decide to buy a bottle, you get to bottle it yourself with a thief, which is a pretty cool experience. So overall, very hands-on and interactive. I would definitely recommend making the trip.
Nice. You're hired.
Next up, Dad and I met Lana over at Buffalo Trace for the barrel tour. This is a really neat experience because you get to see the barrel from the time that it enters the distillery, and then where it gets labeled and filled, and then you get to see how it gets transported throughout the distillery, which is not as fancy as you might think, as they just kind of roll them around on these tracks. You get to see the warehouses that they're stored in, and then eventually you get to see where they're dumped as they get rolled over here and eventually bottled. So overall, a really neat experience. A tough tour to get your hands on, but definitely try to if you can. Alright, we are back at Castle and Key, all enjoying some good cocktails, hanging out in the spring house, out of the sun because it's real hot. Got the nice outdoor bar up there, the back side of the castle that's not as pretty. There's a food truck over there today. Not as busy as last time we were here.
We are at
Where are we?
Castle and Key.
Good job.
Are you having fun, Lana?
I'm having a blast.
Are you having fun, Dad? Are you having fun?
Mm-hmm.
Are you having fun, Papa?
I am, buddy. Thank you.
As far as overall atmosphere goes, I still think Castle and Key takes the cake. The landscaping is just breathtaking. All the different architecture is really pretty as well. One of these days I'd love to get inside the castle, but the tours were $30. We just didn't want to spring for that with all the other tours that we were on. But overall, find a way to get to Castle and Key.
What were you trying to get?
Probably. Their bourbon that they have here now, they're only releasing 100 bottles a day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's operational in there.
This is the sunken garden portion that's roped off. I don't know if that's maybe part of the tour. The tours are $30 here, and I think you need to do that to get into the castle too. Where are we at, buddy?
Where are we going?
We're at the water.
All right, Juniper Hill Water Park. We're gonna go have some fun on this hot 90-degree day.
At the water park.
The water park, all right. Lazy river over there. Pool playground in the middle. A rock climbing wall that you jump back into the pool. A couple big slides. And a little splash pad for the kids. The water park was right across the street from where Dad and Lana were staying in an Airbnb, and it could not have been more affordable and worthwhile. Just make sure to get there early because by the time we left, people were waiting at the gate.
A little bit of an ab workout, kind of.
You want to be done?
They're gonna get a bucket.
After doing a tour at Bluegrass Distilling, which was probably the least interesting of our tours, we went to West 6 Brewing for Dad's birthday. They're attached to Smithtown, which had unbelievable seafood according to Dad, and the rest of the food was great as well. Then we finished off with some dessert at Crank and Boom, the best ice cream you can get. Is that good, sis?
Yummy.
Oh, it just touched my leg.
What are you getting?
It touched my lightning bug.
Lightning bugs?
Oh, get it.
What are you doing?
Where is it? Where'd it go? Where did the lightning bug go?
Oh, watch for it. It'll probably pop up again.
Oh, there it is.
See it?
I'm trying to catch it. But it's fast. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Papa. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
Yay.
Nice job. Thank you.
Alright, we've killed Dad's birthday bottle exactly 1 year from the dump date.
What are we
We are
scratching?
scratching our Kentucky.
Hey.
We got some in Kentucky.
Hey, scratch it off.
It's time to leave Kentucky.
Scratch it. What'd you like to do, sis?
A water park.
Did you like the water park?
And water park.
The waterfalls?
Yeah.
We didn't see waterfalls this time. Did you like the water park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how well the kids did on this trip. Waiting in line in the mornings at Buffalo Trace, they were extremely patient. Buffalo Trace is also really kid and dog friendly, so that's something I love about them, and I can't wait until next year when we do it all again.